All right. Twitch casts on December 15th, 2015. We are back. We are live. I am Jason. He is Zach. And
that is right.
I won't say anything else the rest of the time.
That's not true. That's not how this works. You've got to have like the quips and the fun banter to give it a little more personality than my lame droning of LAN Center happenings.
Well, you know my humor. The jokes are very flat, and there's no intonation in my voice. It's all really sarcastic, and
well, here's an interesting.
I love it because people don't get my jokes.
Well, here's an interesting tip. Like, what's it going to take? What milestone do we have to hit with ggCircuit for you to pop a little music on your laptop and stand up behind your chair and get your groove on? Because you're actually a really good dancer, and that would be something that nobody would expect in the world. Would expect Jason McIntosh to jump up and get his groove on camera. So what milestone do we have to hit? 100 centers, 100,000 players.
I'd say I would do it for 100,000 players.
All right, 100,000 players. As soon as we hit 100,000 players, J-Mac will get his groove on. Do you have a song that you want to announce ahead of time? Something Michael Jackson, or you want to go like? Okay.
I'll make my own like remix.
Okay.
And practice for a couple days.
Oh, really? So it's going to be quite the production. It's not going to be impromptu.
Right. I'm going to bring in a posse.
Oh, you're going to have backup dancers?
Right.
Oh, geez.
It's mostly going to be eBash employees.
Right. That may distract from your dancing skills, or I guess it'll make you look better, I'm sure, because they're all terrible. So.
Right.
All right, let's jump into some stuff. We've got to cover some really serious, deep stuff later. Everything good from our perspective, but obviously we've got to be public about a couple things going on. We've been silent too long, so we're going to jump in and we're just going to hit our normal outline of a few questions that we're going to answer from the mailbag, and then jump into some details for ggCircuit events and things that we've got going on, and then we'll get into the good stuff. So anyway, right off the bat, this wasn't necessarily a specific question from a new center this week, but it comes up a lot of times because it's overlooked by new centers, and existing centers will understand what I'm talking about in this. But, a lot of the new guys will say, why do we need to think so much about the bathrooms? And, it's a funny topic to think about a little bit, but I'm going to give you a little bit of history of what's happened with eBash over the years in our bathrooms. And just recently, we had a major renovation of our bathrooms here in the Terre Haute store. But basically, here's a couple things that we want to talk about. Original Terre Haute store, we moved into an existing office space. It just had 2 gender-neutral bathrooms that were go in, shut and lock the door, do your business, come back out of the bathroom. One of them was located right off the PC room. So things that you've got to think about with a store, if you're going into an existing space or whatever, you don't necessarily want to have your bathrooms close to where players are playing. I can tell you that from experience that a rather large gamer after a intense Mexican meal hitting the bathroom that's attached to the big PC room is not nice and not comfortable for those players in that room for about 30 minutes after that. I don't know if that's where the Febreze bomb was invented, if it was from that situation or if it was just from gamers' hygiene in general. But just to pay attention to that when you're laying your store out, or if you're moving into an existing store, where the location of the bathroom is at. The second store we moved into in Terre Haute, we came in and we did ADA bathrooms, men and women's. They're identical. They had the same amount of space. But we have to be honest. I know we all like to talk about the number of girl gamers that are out there and the number of women that play games, but typically at our stores, what we've experienced is a lot of the women that are in the store are not necessarily active and playing a lot. It might be moms, it might be grandmas, it might be girlfriends. They're not there as much as all the males. And so, it's about 95% of the traffic goes in the male bathroom. I'm not saying that 95% of our customers are, but, dudes just seem to always drink a lot of Mountain Dew and go in and hit the urinals. So, or not hit the urinals, which I'll talk about in a minute. But, then we went to Bloomington and we built a store. And again, we went into a store that had a typical strip mall will have a employee bathroom in the back usually. Most businesses they don't have public restrooms. As a LAN center, you have to have a public restroom. So you need to think about that when you're going into some of these spaces. But We went into Bloomington. It had an employee bathroom in the back, and so we immediately had to we had $120,000 budgeted for our renovations there, and we spent $40 or $45,000 on the bathroom portion of the renovations, because they had to dig through concrete and lay new sewage pipes, lay new water lines. It just was an intense process to get us to 2 public restrooms for the capacity of people in the store. And it ended up costing us a lot of other design work in the store that would have been way more useful, but it was a necessity. We couldn't do anything about it. We had to put 2 ADA accessible restrooms in there. Then when we moved into the Indianapolis store, we did it right. We have 2 gender-neutral bathrooms. It's very, very simple and straightforward. We can handle a lot of people, but boys and girls can use either one. You go and you lock the doors, and they're completely separate from the entire store. They're at one end of the entire 7,000 square foot facility. They're all the way in one end. They're nowhere near where there's any players playing. So it all works out well. Now, in Terre Haute, what we just did is we went back through. We have had a fight with our gamers for years about maintenance and cleanliness, and I just don't know how to get away from it. And so the landlord came in, and we worked with the landlord on doing a renovation in the Terre Haute bathroom these past few weeks. Hopefully we'll be able to pop a picture on this video when we upload it to YouTube later. So J-Mac and I will work on getting you some before and after pictures. But we've been through multiple urinals that got clogged. We basically had removed all the urinals. The men's restroom was down to just one stool. Constantly the stool is plugged. There's a lot of problems with it. And so this is what we did in that bathroom. And we feel like we're only in for, a week? We've only been open for about a week in the bathroom, but so far it's holding strong. We feel like we've made a tank of a bathroom. So the landlord went back through and ripped everything out. We were a stall, a urinal, and a sink. And we've learned some things over the year. And I'm just going to go through in my mind the visions of the bathroom. But we went to the stall. We shrank it a little bit because we're making our other bathroom a women's/ADA accessible family bathroom. So anybody in a wheelchair that needs accessible bathrooms will be able to use that one. So we shrank the stall down. We built a cement wall instead of a typical stall door wall system. We put in a power flush toilet that is assist flush so that it blasts things through there. It's not gravity flush. And then we went over to the urinal space. We took one urinal, we made it 2. We put urinals in that have these little caps over the holes in the bottom that will not allow anything to be put in it, like chewing gum or a bottle cap. They're replaceable if they get broken or rusted or anything else. We can just pop them off and pop a new one back on with some tools. They're auto flush urinals, so they can't just leave their urine sitting in the toilet. This is a little bit disgusting to talk about, but that calcifies and builds up some things on the path of the urinal, and we've had to replace urinals in the past. So we have auto flush. You walk away, they automatically flush. Moving down to the sink, we put in mop bucket spigots with a key that turns those spigots on under the sink, and an auto sink where you put your hands under it, turns the water on automatically. We, in the past, have had soap that you pump that for some reason guys have felt the need to relieve themselves as a joke into the soap. So we've taken those out. We've put a thing on the wall that actually does the soap out, dispenses the soap out of it that's not accessible without a tool. And we replaced the paper towel holder with a 16 amp heated power blow dryer so that there's no paper towels to be stuffed in the toilets and there's no paper towel loss and that sort of thing. Around the room, we went back through and we replaced all the drywall with we call it diamond plate here in the U.S. Basically, you'd see it on the toolbox of a pickup truck. It's steel plated with little patterns all through it. It was $100 a sheet. The entire bathroom is plated in that now. Like, I laugh with people, but we could go in there with a fire hose and fire hose down this bathroom into the drain and just basically clean about anything out of it. You can't ride on it. You can't damage it. You can't run into it. You can't slam the wall with anything to knock a hole in the wall, chip the paint or anything, and you can't stain it or soil it in any way, shape, or form. So that's what we've done for this bathroom. And again, moving forward, we're going to take that design into our other stores, and we just know and we think we've got it. One of the things that I want to just say to close this discussion about the bathroom out is it got to the point where our staff was not comfortable using the bathroom. Like, it just was not clean. It wasn't It wasn't appropriate for any real person to use the bathroom. If you ever get to that point, then the customers are not going to be comfortable. It's going to affect your business. People are going to think about it. Like I found myself going home to use the restroom instead of staying at work an extra hour or two. Why would you ever want your customers in that place? So you want your bathrooms to be functional, but at the same time, they've got to be foolproof. They've got to be, you don't have to put padded seats in. You don't have to put heated towels. You don't have to have a guy in there that's handing out, candies at the end of your experience.
Ooh.
But you've got to have it where the guy feels comfortable enough to go in there for a number 1 or number 2 visit. Mm-hmm. So don't leave my store, stay in my store, keep playing, and go in there and use the bathroom. So that's our new startup tip to think about. Even existing centers may want to think about some of that stuff for theirs. Now,
it's not very comfortable to talk about because it's not really related to video games, but everybody poops. Everybody has to deal with it. Every LAN center, more or less, will have to deal with it unless they're next door to like a public restroom or something like that.
Right. And it is a big deal. It is a big deal because...
I mean, no offense to your previous bathroom, but it was like a bad gas station bathroom.
Oh, it was bad.
Like this stings the nostrils just to go in there and go to the bathroom.
Right. The funny thing is we'll probably post about it on eBash's social media because we're pretty proud of the new one. But I noticed even the last week, players have been out in the lobby saying, oh my gosh, have you seen the new bathroom? It's awesome. Mm-hmm. Like to hear gamers get excited about an awesome bathroom is pretty cool. Like it's a pretty cool concept. And a couple guys have uploaded pictures on their personal social media pages and shared them. And, like people are just impressed about the bathrooms. The other thing is with the women, moms and girlfriends, whatever else, they've got to have a clean and separate space, or you've got to make sure that the space that you use, if it's shared, stays clean and stays separate, because those are things that go into their minds each time they think about bringing their kids or going there and letting their boyfriend or husband or whatever else hang out there. If they're not comfortable being there, they're going to take those paying customers home with them, and you're just going to lose business. So it is not a fun thing to talk about, but it's almost just as important as having a $5,000 high-end gaming PC sitting out front that everybody oohs and ahs over.
Right.
All right. So existing idea, just a brief touch on this because we've been going through a hiring process for us at eBash, and it just goes back to some things that I wish we did better. And don't do as I do as I say type of situation again, but employee morale and staff interactions and the people you hire and the relationships you have with the people you hire are super important. And, at eBash, we've opened 7 stores over the years with franchises and other partners, company-owned stores. We've done a lot of tests. We've been out at conventions. We've done this a lot. And anywhere that I personally go and anywhere that I'm at on a regular basis seems to do just fine. When we go out into other locations and we try to replicate what I do and what I offer at our stores, we just lose a little bit of that. And again, I think it's that the ability to get people in those stores that feel the same way about the stores that I feel about and notice and recognize some of the things in the stores. But that can easily be taken care of. And I do this poorly. And this is one of the reasons why we've fallen short, is that instead of feeling like I need to spend more time in the stores, it's I need to spend more time with the employees and the staff. And I've seen this the last couple of weeks as I've spent some private time with the managers and I've spent some time with each of the staff just talking with them and working with them. It's very important for the staff to have time that they spend together. It's very, very important that they have time that they spend together, maybe at working at the counter, but even away from the counter, playing games together, just doing fun things together, maybe even working like store maintenance and things together. Those things are times where they're going to forge that relationship. They're going to have each other's back. They're going to feel like that they can count on each other in different situations. It's very, very important that the staff, just like a family unit, just like any other business and any other company, if the staff and the employees have a great relationship, that trickles down to the customers. The customers see that. They see the staff enjoying each other, having fun, maybe joking around with each other, getting together with each other outside of the store. There's just a lot of good things that come with good staff relations. Now, some suggestions that I would have for you that we've done in the past that I want to start doing again. We used to do a lot of fun game nights with them. We usually have our employee meetings on a Sunday night. We close the store, and then I used to go in, and we'd have these once or twice a month and stay and play with the employees after the employee meeting. So 30, 45-minute staff meeting, and then all of the staff, it's not required. If you don't want to, you can, but then no one ever left. Everybody stayed to do this. But we would do some sort of fun challenge as a group after that. We called a lot of them the Power Pack Challenge. If we sat down and played Counter-Strike, Call of Duty, Battlefield, whatever game you needed to play that had the appropriate number of players for the number of staff you have, and you won, you just set a goal. Let's win 3 in a row. Let's win 5 in a row, whatever that goal is. Then we all get a power pack, you know, an energy drink, a snack, a soft drink. You can make up your own power pack, whatever you want to call it. But give your group an objective, give your group a goal, see if you can get to that. And some weeks you get it, some weeks you don't. That team building exercise, you're laughing, you're having fun, you're mad, you're yelling at each other, you're trying to get to that goal because everybody wants to get that free drink or free snack or whatever it is. It just gives you an opportunity to interact outside of the day-to-day operations of your store. A restaurant could do that challenge with a video game center and have a fun night of team building, just the same as a game center. We're all game centers. We have this thing right in front of us that we all like to do. Use it to your advantage to build that relationship with your gamers. Chances are most of us love playing video games, or we wouldn't even be in this business. Mm-hmm. So use that as a team building and a relationship building exercise. Game nights for staff. A lot of times I can't do this anymore because I'm an old fart, but obviously anybody that's younger, they love to stay up later and play. Give them a night where they can all come in and play that the store's not open. Let them stay all night and play. Maybe let them invite a friend or a guest with them. You got to kind of watch that a little bit, because next thing you know, we've had trouble in the past where we've had paying customers that wait until midnight when we close to then stay and play with the staff afterwards for free. So you've got to try to balance that out. But even in those cases, chances are the more they play together, if they're doing some fun things together, they may want to come back and continue that during pay-to-play time later anyway. And then it is the season. 'Tis the season, obviously, right now for Christmas and the holidays around the world. Everybody talks about Christmas parties and things. It's a great opportunity to get together. We've had a lot of fun stuff in the past. Depending on the state of your company and the cash flow and things, you don't have to get together and do a $500 night where you guys all have unlimited drinks and everybody brings their spouses and everything else. You can just have a fun Christmas party game night, maybe feed them some food, order in some wings. Again, just do something with the staff. Don't invite anybody else. Just have it with your staff. Do some of those fun challenges. Buy them a Christmas present of some kind. And this is going to sound bizarre, but this year, like one of the things we're going to do, I haven't even told JMac this or whatever, but the staff just likes hoodies. Like they just like an eBash hoodie. And I don't know why, and it's not super expensive, but we've done it twice. There's been 2 renditions of the eBash hoodie over the years. We're gonna do another eBash hoodie this season, and all of the staff will get one. We don't produce more. We don't sell them. It's just the only time we've made them, and it makes it something special. They can wear it when they're working during the cold months of the winter, as part of their uniform at the stores, and the guys and gals just wear them, almost every day. So partially because I'm tired of seeing the old hoodies be worn over and over and over again, and a lot of them are getting worn out, but we're going to get the staff hoodies this year. It's something small. We don't have the ability to give them $1,000 bonus, but we want to do something for them. And honestly, that there, Clark, is the gift that keeps on giving. That is something that, beyond giving them a cash bonus that's spent within a week or two, every time they go to put that hoodie on, they know that it was something that we did just for them. We may put staff on this version. We've never done that before, but everybody knows the only way to get an eBash hoodie is to have worked at eBash in one of the years that we've had those made. So that's something we're going to do this year. Luckily, none of my staff watch our Twitch cast, so none of them are going to have any clue that we're planning that. So JMac, as long as you don't tell anybody, nobody will know. It'll still be a surprise.
All right. Sounds good to me. I need a new one. Mine's one of the ones that's worn out.
If I was coordinated enough, I would have had it on. I would have worn one of them today, and I would have been able to show the emblem. And but I'm not that coordinated. We're not that organized on the Twitch cast.
That would have been cruel.
Yeah,
I'm organized.
You are. That is true. You are way more organized than I am. All right. So now on to the fun stuff, ggCircuit stuff in general. Let's talk about winter season launch just happened. A lot of stuff going on and a lot of new things going on. So I want to cover some of these real briefly. so that perhaps our Facebook posts haven't covered it. We're going to send out a newsletter today or tomorrow that details this again for people that don't watch this show and aren't in the Facebook group. But the Center Cup is the key to our seasons. This is our 5th or 4th season we've ran. We call it the winter season. We're getting ready to start numbering them so that way we don't offend the guys in South America and Australia that it's actually their summer right now. We don't want to call it winter season. It's actually the 4th season. So we're calling it the winter season. But the Center Cup is a traveling trophy that moves around to the championship center, and we put a plate on there for their center name and the season that they won. So season 1, XD LAN from California, USA won it, and we shipped it out to them. They held the trophy until the winter of the next season, and it has XD LAN and their name on the bottom of the trophy. Then Guff Geelong, dang it, I'm going to say it long and Mark's going to make fun of me. Geelong, I think it's Geelong, actually. Guff Geelong, I hope I said that right, won it the 2nd season. And so we shipped it from XD LAN, shipped it out to Australia. They had it, has their name on the bottom of the trophy. Overzone just won the last season. The trophy just arrived to him. I'm sending him the plates this week. So he'll have the plates to add his name on it. Who will take home the trophy? That is the core of the center competition this season. So for 8 weeks, there are 8 different objectives, and it's handicapped, Devin, so that centers of all sizes have the same chance of winning the trophy. So if you're a small center, you can't just bring 4 or 5 guys in. The handicap system is a logarithm file, a formula that it still requires you to be of a certain size and be of a certain have a certain number of players. So a center with 1 guy and 1 PC can't probably win the season. I'm sorry. However, if you only have 20 stations and maybe 30 or 40 active gamers, you can still have the chance to win this thing. So for 8 weeks, you're going to have objectives. This week, for example, the objective is assists. Any assists that you do in League of Legends, Smite, or Dota 2 for players at your LAN center that have linked their game accounts count towards your center's total. And are they on the slider yet, J-Mac, or is that coming today?
It's coming today.
All right, so the slider will have your region's progress. It'll have your center's progress. It'll show you the top players that are helping you towards that progress. All around the world in the 5 regions, North America, South America, Europe, Middle East, and Asia and Australia, the top 2 centers after 8 weeks will advance to the finals. So all you've got to do is be in the top 2 centers at the end of those 8 weeks to go to the finals. The last 2 weeks on the finals, it's an all-out race for a number of points. Again, handicap for your centers to see who will take home the trophy. Huge opportunity for you to get all the gamers from different games involved at your center and participating in something that represents your center, not only for your region, like you first want to try to be in the top 2 of your region, but also then for the top center in all of the world. No cash, no prizes. It's just the trophy and the ability to engrave your name in history for the ggCircuit trophy. That's the center portion of the season. Mm-hmm. Anything I missed on the center portion, J-Mac?
Not that I know of. I was creating graphics. Sorry.
Okay. Multitasking, that's fine.
I was putting the ggCircuit winter season banner up on the screen.
Okay, so we'll move on then to the player side. This is different this season. In the past, participation was all you had to do to win a prize. After a lot of feedback and a lot of analyzing everything, this season we're moving into all the prizes being there's no random or sweepstakes winners anymore. So if you put the time in and if you dedicate the time and you fight hard and you're a good player, you will win prizes in this season. So let's first talk about League of Legends. So the League of Legends portion of the winter season is 8 weeks. We're looking for the top player from each region each week. So 5 winners each week will win a $25 RP card. All you've got to do is be the top player that week. Again, those leaderboards will be on the slider. They'll be coming soon on the skin, which we'll talk about at the end of the show. They'll be on the website. JMac has an outstanding winter season page put together to show the leaders.
The link is at the bottom of the screen right now, actually.
Right, so follow that link if you want. Again, it'll be in the newsletter we send out. Those are things that players can reset every week. So next week, the League of Legends leaderboard is reset. It's another 1 week race to a $25 RP card in your region. That's super simple. Players can participate, come and go week to week. All of that then is separate from, for example, Dota 2 and Smite. So Dota 2 and Smite, they're not as big of groups. So there's one winner worldwide for that each week. But again, there's a winner every week. So it's reset every week. South America, where are you at? Most of you guys are big Dota 2 players. I expect winners from South America. However, there are some pretty active Dota 2 players in other regions in Europe and the US as well. So it'll be interesting to see who comes out on top of those. And starting next week, J-Mac, you and I are going to do a show that's player-based only. That will be something that the centers can show, and we're going to highlight the last week's winners and who's currently like in the lead for this week, and we'll have that show available as a quick 15-minute show for the players to be able to see their names on a broadcast like this and archived on YouTube. The overall player contest. So meanwhile, you're playing for League of Legends prizes, you're playing for Dota 2 and Smite prizes. Overall, we're looking for the top players in overall points. So that's a combination of they could be playing any of the games, they could be earning hourly coins and points, all of those things added together. We're looking for the top players each week. So every week, we're going to give out the top player from that week, a Klipsch gaming headset, one for the whole top player in the whole world, not one per region. But we're keeping that going all season long. So there's a winner reset every week for the Klipsch headset, but we're adding those up all season long to find the top players from each region that will advance to the finals to play for the Alienware Alpha and other Alienware prizes. So all of your players, starting yesterday, are plowing away and trying to win the overall prize, just earning as many points in games as they can. Those players can win some prizes week to week, but overall for 8 weeks, we want to find the top 10 players from each region. Those top 10 players from each region during the 8-week regular season will advance to the 2-week finals. So 50 total players will be in there. After a week, reset the leaderboards. After a week of head-to-head competition for those 50 players, the bottom 25 are dropped out, and the final week is a reset, and those 25 players will plow through and see what they can do in 1 week for the overall Alienware Alpha. So there's all kinds of things for the players to participate in this season. For 10 weeks, there is things for players to do. For 8 weeks during the regular season, brand new centers and brand new players can jump right in and have the same chance for winning things every single week. So play hard, do your best, and obviously I think this is going to be our format moving forward that the players will enjoy, because it's specifically geared for them being rewarded for the time they put in instead of random prizes being awarded for their time playing. Mm-hmm. Okay, so that is in a brief overview. I'm sure there's lots of other questions. The site that JMac is posting has got tons of information. We're available for more questions. What did we see? I just wanted to touch on yesterday. Who was it that just jumped out and went crazy yesterday? Was that Elite Sevilla?
It was Elite Sevilla. It was, yeah. They were like, looking at the overall points, I don't know if it was League of Legends or if it was just overall in their region. I think overall in their region there was like 45 players by midday, and they had 40 out of 45 spots.
Right. So some of you obviously have keyed in and are getting your players focused on this, and that's where we want to reward the players, and obviously it helps your center. So all of those guys going for those League of Legends prizes are getting assists this week in-game, and those assists count towards your center goal for this week. All of the center challenges we do every week are directly related to things they do in the game that they're going to be trying to do for their player prizes anyway. So everybody's on the same page. Our goal, again, ggCircuit's goal, drive players to the center, get more bodies in the seats, and keep them there longer. Use these tools to increase the revenue for your store and bring those players back extra days, extra hours, extra weeks for the next 10 weeks during the season. All right, so let's touch on Wandemonium now. Wandemonium, this is something that's going on all around the world. There's some specific things to North America. I know I'm talking to a couple guys in other areas of the world. Vinay wants to talk to me about doing something similar over in the Middle East with an energy drink company over there like we're doing with balls here in North America. But there are two things I want to touch on that are happening all around the world. The first thing is that we want to start a Hearthstone bracketed tournament. We'll put up the prize money, no cost for the centers, no cost for the players, but we want to start it at 12:15 a.m. local time in each region. I need somebody from the other 4 regions to head this up, because we're not going to know exactly when the clock hits midnight in your area. We can build the leaderboards. We can kind of build the brackets. We can give you access to those brackets to be the tournament organizer for your region. But I need one center owner or one of your staff members from each of these regions to step up and volunteer to run these and these other regions. So Asia, Australia, I need somebody that will head up the Hearthstone brackets and make sure those things flow seamlessly, that are going to start at 12:30 a.m. local time for you guys. Middle East, I need somebody to do that there. Europe, I need somebody to do that there. South America, I need somebody to do it there. North America, we're already handling it on our side because that's where we're at. Same thing for the League of Legends, race. However, all we need you to do for that is coordinate with the winner so we can get them their prize in their region. All of that will be programmed and tracked on our end. So that leaderboard on the League of Legends side is a race for the first person to 5 ranked wins in 2016. It's all automatic. This is what ggCircuit's all about. It's all built so that it all runs behind the scenes. JMac makes a cool, wizardry, awesome-looking leaderboard page for everybody to look at, and a slider that can run on the display banners in your stores. If we can pull this off, we'll get it onto the skin for that night as well. Those are just things that we just need somebody to coordinate prizes for those winners. Those 2 things are part of ringing in the new year, launching 2016 with a vengeance for ggCircuit in events. If anybody has questions about those things, let us know. Talk to us, call us. If you're interested, everybody should have me on Skype. Everybody probably has me on Facebook. I don't care how you reach me, just reach me. So let me know how you can help. We need a lot of people to start volunteering in these regions to help get these things going for centers. ggCircuit is getting bigger and bigger, and it's not something that we can't handle, but it is difficult for us to handle in all these other countries, a lot of times just because of language and time differences. So we need your help kind of getting these things going. All right.
And huge thanks to Balls Energy Drinks for helping us get this going and providing product for those that put orders into Balls for the new year, and we really appreciate their support.
And let me tell you, I'll say this as often as I can, but I want everybody to understand we are so strong as a group, all of us together. These things that are coming down the pipe are simply because I can call Balls. I come up with a cool idea for an event, and I say, Balls, I want to bring to you 10 or 20 centers here in the U.S. Some of them carry your product, some of them don't carry your product. It was the easiest thing I've ever been able to sell to somebody. They said, no problem. No problem. Let us know what you need. We'll do it for you. So they're providing 10 free cases. If the centers purchase 10 cases, we'll be able to give away a lot of these drinks to them, and we'll be able to then, I think they're shipping them swag boxes. So I think each of the centers in North America are going to get a swag box that's got backpacks and mints and bottle openers and all these cool little things they can give away. They can toast the new year with an energy drink at midnight, free for their players. It's awesome. And those things are just getting started. I hope everybody out there realizes that, again, if you're willing and you've got some contacts in your region of the world, I can give you the marketing materials I'm using to show these people how strong and how powerful we are as a group. I'll share those with you. We can fine-tune those to represent your region. And as long as you work with JMac and help us get the translations done, we can make those marketing materials appear on your websites, appear on your Facebook pages, a page inside of our website, and even then inside the skin and on your sliders. Okay, real quickly, it's not on my notes, but I wanted to touch on this real quickly before we talk about the elephant in the room. In January, we're going to start up some old school ggCircuit tournaments. We've taken a pause from those for a while we worked on all these other developments and while we were developing a lot of other things. We have really been working on the tournament system the past few weeks, and we're ready to do this. Again, you're getting a taste of it in Wandemonium with the Hearthstone event. But in January, there's going to be 2 events we're going to kickstart with Hearthstone and League of Legends, old school ggCircuit style. What we mean by that is all the centers that want to participate pay a small fee to join. I think Hearthstone's going to be $50. League of Legends is $150. All of that money then is compiled and creates the prize pool for the winning teams. ggCircuit's going to guarantee $500 $500 for the Hearthstone event, $1,000 for the League of Legends event to start. Once the center contributions exceed that, then that prize pool will just go up, and all of that money will go back to be split up 60, 30, 10 across first, second, and third for the winners. We could do this and launch this in any other region of the world. This matches up exactly what we're talking about. Europeans, if you guys want to hold at the same time a Hearthstone tournament in Europe, no problem. We'll back it. You've just got to get the centers to participate in your region. You've got to coordinate that because those are different servers. That's a lot of the deal is the North American League of Legends players play on the North American League of Legends servers. So that's as far as we can extend that tournament. Hearthstone players play on a North American Hearthstone server. If you want to do that in your region and you want to head that up, no problem. We're ready to make it happen. All the tools are in place. We can put you in control of the brackets for that region. Players will play at the LAN centers on a Saturday until they find a champion. So it's LAN center brackets on a Saturday. Sunday, they return the winning player or team, and they play online in the brackets against the top from all the other centers to play for that prize money. It's been what ggCircuit was founded on. We started these in 2008. By my estimations, we've ran about $120,000 worth of these tournaments over the past 6 years. 7 years now, I guess, almost 8. We're bringing those back again to start 2016. We'd like to run those every month. We'd like to have one of those running for different games. As we build in support for other games, we'll bring in those games into that same format. Again, that's more of a high-level esports tournament, not these casual player tournaments. That's what we want to do with ggCircuit. We want to have both available. So I do this with my hands a lot. I have these 2 spots on my desk, and so I need to focus on not doing so much.
We need a sub cam down there just on your desk, so when you're
you're the one that made me move my
when
camera
you're
up.
touching one part of your desk, we know what that means, and the other part, we know what that means.
All right. I just get too worked up. I get too excited about everything. So, all right. So I don't know how many minutes we're into the broadcast, but now we're going to get into the good stuff. So I'm going to be extremely politically correct during this little bit that I'm going to share with everybody. I'm going to be professional. I'm going to be ethical. I'm going to try to not let my passion bubble too close to the surface as I talk about what's progressed the past few weeks. But there's been some things that have happened over the past 6 months, and I'm just going to give you a little quick history and a rundown of our relationships with a couple different companies and what we've been trying to do and where we're at and where we're going moving forward. So it's been no secret, I don't think, that early this year as ggCircuit got started and we started to get some momentum, we struck up some conversations with Smart Launch about working more seamlessly with them and their product. We built support for Cyber Cafe Pro in April of this year. We've looked at building support for a couple other products. But as those discussions and as we started working with Smart Launch progressed, we worked towards trying to create a relationship and not an exclusive agreement, but focusing most of our development time on a Smart Launch supported product for ggCircuit. Our development team is top of the line. Our development guys and our partners in this whole project are better than anybody else out there, hands down. No questions asked. If you think you know somebody that's better at what we do and what we have the potential to do, I dare you to bring them to us and we'll put them head to head right now. So we've taken our top of the line development team and we've focused on building a product inside of Smart Launch that would be an optional skin that you turn on or that we allow you to turn on if you're a ggCircuit subscriber. Mike, who's I don't know how I say this, so to be as factual as possible. So I started working with Mike, who was the CEO of Smart Launch in December of last year, and have developed a great relationship with Mike over the years. And he and I have spent countless amount of hours going through different potential future relationships between Smart Launch and ggCircuit. I'm the CEO of ggCircuit. You know, he's been the CEO of Smart Launch. He and I have been working through a lot of different developments together. We've analyzed and reanalyzed pricing models between the two companies and trying to figure out my passions for the LAN Center success. I don't want 1,000 LAN centers paying $100 a month. I want 2,000 LAN centers paying $50 a month. I want more LAN centers for less money so that we can make this industry as strong as possible and we can build something. Again, everybody, it's been no secret. I think we can build things that the players are interested in supporting, and it takes the burden off the LAN Center in supporting these developments. So that's always been the end game for us, is building things that are built for the players through the LAN Centers. We want to reach the players. We want to build things the players love. So Mike and I have worked very, very hard on a lot of different analysis of things, and over the past 3 months, we've added, I'm just going to say 20 plus centers to both ggCircuit and Smart Launch that were customers of neither company. So of the 70 current functioning customers, 20 plus have been added to that were not customers of either company before. In the midst of all of this work that we've been doing, the Smart Launch was owned by different people. One of the Smart Launch owners bought out the other owners, and we've been in discussions with that person. They've been involved in all these talks that we've been doing. All of a sudden, a week ago Monday, in the middle of everything we've been working on, that the new owner stepped in and instructed the development team to remove ggCircuit because they wanted to negotiate an official agreement with us. Again, we've had other agreements on the table. We've went back and forth and talked about different things with Mike. We've not had anything signed. There's nothing officially agreed upon with Smart Launch. So that person stepped in and said, we're removing that. And later to find out, that person also appointed themselves as interim CEO. And Mike, who's been the CEO I've worked with forever, is now, I think, vice president of sales or some other title within the company. And, you know, I don't know what the state of Smart Launch is. We've had other discussions with them. We're trying to figure out how to work forward with them. However, last week it became obvious after we said multiple times, we have no idea why you've decided to remove turn the skin off that we've built. I want to be very, very clear that over the past 6 months, the number of hours that have been programmed to build that skin for Smart Launch have been 100 times as many from us that it's been from the Smart Launch development team. Like, we have developed that skin that was inside of Smart Launch. Smart Launch still had the ability to say who got it or who didn't get it. They could work through that on our own, but he refused to turn it back on. And so I just made the decision as the CEO of ggCircuit last week to walk away from the deal completely. So we are no longer in any kind of talks or negotiations with Smart Launch for anything in the future, period. We'll honor the relationships of the customers that are currently on some sort of combo deal. As long as they honor it, we'll honor it. But I can tell you, I will not make any statements publicly here, but I've started to reach out to a lot of you privately, and if you want to be interested in what we're working on now, talk to me offline. We'll talk about it privately, but ggCircuit is big and successful, and we have a lot of partners that are ready to back us for everything we do. We do not need Smart Launch's support. They've shown us that they don't want our support, or they're scared of what we're doing in some way, shape, or form. And so they've chosen to not work with us, so we're going to work on our own. That leads me into my next announcement, which I want to be very clear on how we say this as well, but we've worked for years now. We've known Oleg over at Gizmo. We've worked with Gizmo for a couple different things. Gizmo is not a replacement for Smart Launch. Gizmo is an add-on for Smart Launch. We've been working, and this was before any of this happened, we were already working with Gizmo on a version of his product that include the ggCircuit skin. We've reached out to Oleg the past few days as we've let him know, hey, this is the direction we're going. You know, there's no reason why we can't devote more of our time on your product now. Oleg is top of the line. I mean, he's great at what he does. His product is great for what it does. I'll let you guys work out with him. He's ready to take your calls. He's ready to say, if you want to be running Gizmo in your center, if you're not already running it, talk to him. Over the next couple weeks, we'll solidify. We're running the Gizmo skin in beta here at eBash. It works fine. It works just like the Smart Launch skin did. You know, the difference is that, you know, Oleg has said, in fact, JMac, you don't even know this, Oleg said to me today on a call, have your guys give me a layout, complete layout, whatever you want done, source code access, whatever you want done. instead of it being just panels or whatever, you tell me how you would like a skin for ggCircuit to look completely from scratch, and I'll build it and I'll put it in there. And, you know, he is ready to do whatever we want. So we could go to Oleg right now and say, you know what, it would be cool for us to be able to have a Facebook feed on there or have whatever we want to put into the skin for our centers. He's willing and ready to do that. So that is right now moving forward. That's an option. We're ready to do that. And Oleg's ready to work with all of you guys that don't run Gizmo in your center. You know, it's almost like pricing's not an option. We'll figure out how to get this going for you guys to work with Gizmo and work with ggCircuit. You know, I do want to be clear on this. It is not a bolt-on product that is very, it's going to be a disruptive addition to your center. And I don't mean that to be a bad thing. There's a lot of things that Gizmo does that's superior to Smart Launch. They handle a lot of licensing things way better than Smart Launch handles. It would be a beneficial move to move towards a Gizmo client at your center over the current Smart Launch client. We're not saying the current Smart Launch client's broken. We're not saying it's not available. We're going to make Smart Launch version 4.7.88, which is the last supported version that has our skin in it.
You got that reversed. 4.8.77.
Right. Whatever that is, we'll make it available for everybody to download and run. You just don't do any more updates after that, and you'll be able to run our skin inside of Smart Launch. However, we want this other option available to you because we're not really sure what Smart Launch plan is. So we are ready, and we have in place a parachute for any center that supports ggCircuit to have an option to parachute to another solution that does. Again, I don't know what Smart Launch has planned. Mm-hmm. The scary thing for me is that they've proven to me last week by shutting off ggCircuit without telling us. They didn't tell us they were going to do it. They didn't speak to us for 2 days about it. They've shown us that they're unstable and that they're unsure of what their even product's all about. If they wanted to, I'm not saying this is planned or anything else, but just hypothetically, if they wanted to go to every center right now, none of us have any kind of contract. None of us have any kind of long-term agreement. If they wanted to go to all of us right now and say, you know what, we've decided to change to double your fee to us or sign a new long-term contract at some other rate, all of us don't have any kind of assurances that they can't do that. I don't at eBash. I'm not sure what every other center's relationship is with them, but the thought of that in our industry scares the living crap out of me. Like it makes me concerned that someone who doesn't run a LAN center, they've never ran a LAN center, and they're choosing to make decisions in this business that affect LAN centers, I don't think should be allowed to make decisions that are that drastic. But none of us are protected. We don't have any ability currently in their current full version. We don't have any of the ability to control any of that. So we've decided to make plans to do something else. So that's all I'm going to say at this point. It's, again, maybe they'll make an announcement. If you go today, as of the air of this broadcast right now, and you go to their changelog, they have not updated even their current version's description. There's no public announcement of anything that's going on. The last time they posted an update on their own website was the update that was the full version that includes ggCircuit, which is 4.8.77. That's the last update from almost 2 weeks ago. Since then, there's new versions that are out, but they don't even tell any of us what's in the version. I'd welcome any center out there that's updated to even know what is in the current version. I know what's not, ggCircuit, but what else is in there? We have no idea. What are they planning? We have no idea. Nothing's publicly been said. And I've tried to wait and give them the chance to say anything publicly about it, and nothing has been said. So I have no idea. I'm as blind as everybody else on this entire situation, but I can assure every center that's a part of ggCircuit, even if you're not a part of ggCircuit, but you just follow, there's a lot of people that follow my blog, there's a lot of people that look to me for advice that run other software out there. ggCircuit and me personally, Zach Johnson and eBash and everything that we stand for that we've done for 11 years, our goal is to make sure LAN centers succeed. That is our goal. That's the bottom line of everything we do is build on that fact. My goal is to not run a business that makes money off LAN centers. If that happens along the way, that's fine. If it just pays the bills along the way, that's fine. If it doesn't make money and loses money, I'm still going to freaking keep doing it, because that's what I want to do for my LAN centers, and that's what I'm going to keep plugging for, because that's the end game for all of us. Unless one of you out there has figured out the model and you have 52 stores of your own open right now, then it would do you all well to stick with us and figure this thing out together. The confidence I have is that, again, our team we've assembled is the top in the world. Nobody else can do what we're about to do. Nobody else can even think about doing what we're about to do. We want people on board. We want people's support. I'm going to reach out to a lot of you guys and say, listen, I can't do this alone. I can't fund the whole thing by myself, but we're going to give centers the opportunity to help. We're going to give centers the opportunity to be involved in the beginning. And again, I don't care. I'm not asking for your financial support, just your morale and your support for us verbally, and your support for us with hey, we like what you're doing. Sorry, we're small. We can't help you, but we've got your back 100%. That will go miles for us in moving forward. So I'm not going to talk about anything else. As far as the details, I'll share a lot with anybody that wants to talk with me offline about it, because again, I don't have any problem in the world. I'm a transparent guy. I'm 100% transparent. I have nothing to hide. I share, we publicly share how many players we have, how many centers we have. We share all that data with everybody all the time. And again, it's created this monster of an awesome thing that obviously is starting to scare some people, but it's also starting to excite some other people that are extremely powerful and extremely large in industries that we're not even thinking about, that want to get behind what ggCircuit's doing. So partners that we're talking to, that we're talking about bringing on board, have nothing to do with LAN centers, nothing to do with ggCircuit, but the product and the thing that we're doing excites them, and they will bring so much activity into our system that will bring so much positive things for LAN centers. It's such an exciting time to be who we are and where we are. So again, I'm just happy that after last week, we made a decision to walk away, to move forward, and we're making our own plan. So no longer do I have to wait on anybody else to say what we're doing. We're just going to move forward. We're going to do what we do best. We're going to build stuff for the LAN center industry. And that's all we're going to say about it on this show. So if you want to know more, contact me offline. I'd be happy to share with you. I'm super, super busy, but I'll take time to see everybody. I don't care. I want to make sure everybody understands what we're doing, and I want everybody that wants to be involved to have a chance to be involved.
Did you want me to just kind of do a quick rundown on Gizmo? I know we didn't talk about much in regards to, it's not its own thing. It runs concurrently with Smart Launch. Much like Smart Launch, there is a server portion and there is a client portion. The Gizmo server runs right along with Smart Launch. The only thing that's different is you would disable the Smart Launch client on all your gaming PCs and run the Gizmo client. It's still pulling data from the Smart Launch server through Gizmo. And then you would also have to recreate your games in their client, which would be a little bit of work, which is kind of the negative downside. But something that someone's willing to sit down and do it. We'll be running our skin still in Smart Launch in that version. We'll still be eventually releasing our skin in the Gizmo option as well. So you'll still have options available to see our ggCircuit skin, which is getting a lot of your gamers interested that may not have been interested previously.
Right, and next week on the show, we'll have a lot more details about exactly how to proceed with Gizmo. Oleg and I will have something worked out for a transition plan, for centers that are on ggCircuit that want to move into Gizmo. Some centers are already on Gizmo. So quite a few of our centers in ggCircuit run Gizmo already. So those centers, it's like a home run, because they're basically already moved over to the Gizmo platform on the client. They have the Gizmo server running. That's what they use to control their licensing and all their game launching and things. There's a lot of features in Gizmo that fix things that are wrong with the Smart Launch client. So, but again, JMac said this, and I want to make sure this is clear. This doesn't replace Smart Launch on the server side at the front admin portion. So that doesn't change any of that portion at all. It just replaces what the clients see. And again, that's what we care about, is getting our data in front of the players so that it takes the load off of the staff members and the owners of the stores. You know, Devin, we used this last week. Devin put this thing in his store at PC Gamers. The first 5 minutes that it was on the screen, a player walked up to him that said, there's 5,000 coins on my account. What's that mean? Like, what does that even mean? So these things are super important for you centers to get in front of your players on a regular basis. They may not watch your slider on the wall. They may not go to your website. They may not follow your Facebook page, but every one of them sits down at your computer to log in. And this puts a cool stat layout on either side and shows leaderboards, and it is phenomenal, the impact it has on your everyday players. It has nothing to do, again, with Smart Launch. That's what we don't understand why they shut it off, what their fear was. In fact, it drives people to use the product more, and Gizmo recognizes that, and Oleg knows that, and so Oleg's like, hey, no problem, let's get it working. You know, he's 100% on board with ggCircuit and what we're doing. So we'll be working more closely with Oleg over the next few weeks. Next week on Tuesday, we'll have a lot more details on that transition for centers. But in the meantime, if you're interested, there's 30-day free trials for Gizmo. You can download it. You can start playing with it. The cool thing is you can run it simultaneously. Like, you can have it running, testing it on a PC in your center while the rest of your PCs just keep running like normal on Smart Launch clients. So there's really no downside to even going out and just starting to fiddle around with it a little bit at this point.
Yep.
So, all right. So I'm sure my inbox is blowing up, I hope, with people that want to talk. Again, I'll get to everybody as fast as I can. I've got a lot more calls to make today with a couple different people in a different regions, still working through some other partnership options. But I'm available always. You know, most of you should know this. You won't go more than a day without hearing back from me, however you try to contact me.
All right. So with that, we'll start back up next week. Get out there and
get some assists, right?
Help your center get the ggCircuit Cup, and yourself maybe a little bit of gaming money in your pocket.
That's right. Sounds good. All right. The Dancing J-Mac, right?
All right. That's
coming
it.
soon.
See you later.
All right. Bye.